When you think of Star Wars, which characters come to mind? Well, that really depends on your generation. For those who grew up with the prequel era, it may be Anakin Skywalker or Obi-Wan Kenobi. But if you're from the older crowd, that's what I call myself, from the original trilogy, it'll probably be Darth Vader or Boba Fett. Darth Vader is understandable, but why Boba Fett? This is what I will discuss today on Star Wars Fanatic. If you haven't done so yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and give the video a thumbs up if you enjoy the content. This helps support my hard work for bringing you premium content. So let's jump right in. Boba Fett is one of my favorite characters in all of Star Wars. Wait, hear me out. I have been asked a few times as to why he is my favorite. But he isn't just my favorite. He is the favorite of many of my generation's fans. If not the favorite, in the top 10 at least. Why though? Well, let's look at it. I will go through some anti-Boba arguments and defenses that are pro-Boba. A member of a group recently asked, and I'm paraphrasing this, why is Boba so well loved by some fans? He has fewer lines than Greedo, very little screen time, and was knocked into a mouth hole by a blind dude. A lot of this is true. However, we have to look at the generational gap. When my generation first saw Boba Fett on screen in 1980, the Star Wars Holiday Special withheld from this, he was the first of his kind that we saw. When the prequel era generation saw Boba Fett, they had already seen the likes of Jango Fett, a much more prominent bounty hunter in Mandalorian armor. This isn't the reason that most of us like him though. It's true, he had the coolest armor of most of the characters in the original trilogy and made for an excellent addition to anyone's toy collection. But at least for me, this isn't the biggest reason. Let's look at some of the things I've described. Number 1, he has less dialogue than Greedo. This is true. However, how many of you felt a sense of dread when Greedo was on screen? Even Han Solo casually leaned back and relaxed while talking to him, in the face of Greedo's blaster. Greedo could talk all day, but it did not make me worried that there was any real danger. By the way, Han shot first. Number 2, Boba Fett has very little screen time. Also true. He has only 6 minutes and 32 seconds of screen time in the original trilogy, and speaks 24 words and 1 Wilhelm scream. But let's compare it to other iconic characters. Admiral Akbar, 2.5 minutes of screen time, yet even younger fans went crazy when he showed up in the sequel trilogy. Did he really deserve a more ceremonious death than that which he received? 2 minutes of screen time? I don't know. Darth Vader, in A New Hope, only had 8 minutes and 6 seconds of screen time. I know he had a lot more after that, but you have to consider this was the very first movie. Vader was a huge hit and an instant iconic villain. It could be argued that he was a big reason fans wanted more Star Wars after its 1977 release. Number 3, he was knocked into a mouth hole by a blind dude. I can't dispute that. He went out like a punk. But he's back, and his jetpack malfunction was explained in the new Mandalorian series. Number 4, I'm adding this one in for fun. His name was never spoken before his second movie appearance. The same is true for Mace Windu. And Mon Mothma was not called by her name until a decade and a half after her appearance in Return of the Jedi. Okay, so I realize I gave myself some really softball pitches on those 4. But look, the biggest reason Boba was a success was the amount of mystery that surrounded him. The first words spoken to him were, insert no disintegration, what did this line do? Well, it gave him a slight backstory and a reputation. 2 words was all it took. you started fearing him right away. You got that feeling that if Boba Fett was looking for you, you were going to be caught. His presence on screen was almost like an anti-hero version of John Wayne, who was another iconic symbol in himself at this time. Anyone can argue with me over this, and that's fine. I don't expect everyone to get it or like him the way we OG Star Wars fans do. But look at it like this. Had there been no Boba Fett love, there would have been no Jango Fett. At least not the way we know him. The clones would be completely different, and Mandalorian culture and armor may not even exist. It was the love for Boba Fett that sparked it all. Yes, stormtroopers were still a thing and the Clone Wars was mentioned, but the clones' armor was based off their host, Jango Fett. And like I said, had Boba Fett not been so well received, there would have been no Jango template for the Phase 1 clone armor. So, just because he didn't have many speaking lines doesn't mean he wasn't an instant hit. Sometimes a presence says more than dialogue can, and his presence was enormous for 6 minutes and 32 seconds. Well, that's all I have for now. I hope you enjoyed the video, and like I said before, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and do that now by hitting my icon in the bottom right corner or the subscribe button just below that. Go on and hit the thumbs up as well to support how hard I work to bring you premium content. Well, thank you for watching. Have a great day, and may the Force be with you always.